Initially, when you visit or move to London, you'll notice some obvious differences, like here they use pounds and not dollars, and cars are coming from the other direction. But through time, you'll notice some not so obvious differences. Make sure you watch until the end of the video when I share with you the one thing that both countries do that they don't think the other one does. The first difference involves holding doors open. Now, this isn't a dig against American men. I just find that British men more consistently hold doors open for girls than they do in America. And if you're British and you agree, give the video a thumbs up. The next difference involves waiting in line. You'll pretty quickly figure out that British people call a line a queue, and they're very serious about honoring them too. It's actually a national joke here. This all originated during World War II when British people had to wait in line for their rations. The next difference is the amount of times British people apologize for things. If I had a quarter for every time I heard somebody say sorry, I actually couldn't do anything because quarters here are worthless. But British people incessantly apologize, where Americans are more like, forget about it. That brings us to our next cultural difference, which is just because British people say they're sorry doesn't mean that they mean it. It's nothing against Americans, they just aren't as literal as us. So if they don't like something, you might not actually ever know. If you're British and you're watching, I'd love for you to leave your comments. We'll see how that works out. British people also speak very quietly. Against them, Americans sound notoriously loud. And I think that's why they perceive us as overly confident, because we're clear about what we say and we do it at such a high volume. Next is giving nicknames. While British people aren't really clear about what they have to say and they say it at a very low volume, they have no issues cutting your name in half or distorting it. And I never experienced the level of nicknames in America like I have in England. On November 1st, you'll see practically every man in London wearing a poppy on his suit, coat, jacket, or shirt, and that's to recognize the lives that were lost during the World Wars. You just don't see people wearing poppies in America at the level that they do in London. The next difference is how the two cultures critique food. Now, I appreciate that American cuisine is made up of things like burgers and hot dogs and mac and cheese and barbecue ribs. We also serve things in supersized portions, so we're not really positioned well to be food connoisseurs of the world. However, British people take food critiquing to like an extreme sport. They are really, really, really picky about everything. Now, I love me some fish and chips, but did you know that the national dish of England isn't even British? It's Indian? Aside from being really fussy about what they eat, British people also get a wrinkle in their nose if it isn't served right. You should see the looks that I get at work when I heat up my microwave meal and then continue to eat it out of the plastic that it came in. They think it's really weird to eat out of plastic. In fact, they make a lot of fun of our solo cup culture because they don't have solo cups here. All the YouTube videos that you'll find on American versus British culture will definitely identify that the British people drink more. I get it. But what they don't talk about very much is the fact that British people drink outside. You'll find if it isn't pouring rain that British people will take their pint and go outside and line up around the pub. The last difference is pretty sweet. Sort of. Cheers, sweetheart. Doesn't really sound offensive when my husband says it to me at home. But when it's the grocery store checkout lady, it's kind of weird. You see, British people drop terms of endearment very casually compared to Americans. For example, my darling, lovely, hey love, I've been called all of those things at work. Those are 10 differences that you might not notice right away between British versus American culture. Pin, like, or share this video if you found it valuable. Now, the thing that I've noticed that I think both countries do, but they accuse the other one of doing and not themselves, is display their flag. British people think that Americans have their flags everywhere. And the funny thing is, when I moved to London from America, I could not believe all the merchandise and everything that I saw that had the Union Jack on it. So I'd be really curious about your opinions on that. Leave your questions and other video suggestions in the comments. I'd also love to hear the things that you think I missed that are differences between the two cultures too. Be sure to subscribe to the Sunny News if you don't want to miss any videos about visiting London or what it's like to live here as an American. You'll also find a promo code below for where I get my fun custom shirts in America. And as always, thank you for watching.